You wanna know how to make an amazing character? He-Man will tell you everything you need to know. He-Man got a lot of great character with creative design that you can't help but appreciate. Now, I'm not talking about the original cartoon. Nothing's wrong with it, right? But there's a better example of He-Man. I'm talking about the He-Man cartoon in 2002. This cartoon, as far as my knowledge goes, is basically He-Man but better. Adam looked actually different than when he transformed into He-Man. The story is, I guess, better. I don't want to be like, oh, this is clearly better when I did watch the original, but I think the story is better. The characters are well voiced, and the villain aren't complete incompetence. If you want to get into He-Man and don't know how, just pop this show. It explains everything and introduces you to this world, while being the best kind of He-Man you can watch, because it's not written like an old show, but it feels like it was written today. And it always has a nice little moral to learn at the end. Anyway, let's get to the reason of this video. Their design. First of all, look at He-Man. You would say that, there's nothing special about a half-naked man with a little, strap on him. And I would say to you, silent fool! You do not know what you speak of! He-Man represents perfectly the embodiment of a hero. Blonde hair, blue eye, perfect jawline, insane muscle definition and strength. Best of all, his kindness. He represents the perfect human, the thing that man should strive for. Just like in the old days of Hercules' Tale, where the hero would be strong and he would help others. Those heroes back in the day were used to show what others should aim to be. Except that now, Hercules' story is kinda not heroic. Unless if you want to talk about the Disney version, then we good. But the original is kinda kind of slavery, we want to think at some point. Anyway, that's why his design is so clever and sick. He used both the old hero in the days, because I guess in some way it was created back then, but it kind of translated to now. So yeah, his design is genius. There's also the genius design of Skeletor. First of all, if you want me to like your design, you take a dude and make his face a skull. Then you add a hoodie or a fire on, and I wouldn't still like it. Yes, the edgy design, but I just like those designs. It's fucking sick. A skull with something, hood, fire, like Death or Ghost Rider. Pretty sick. Enough about me. Skeletor is genius in overall as a character. Having the bad guy being a dude with a skull in the place of a head, literally represent evil, right? You see this guy and he's not good. And sometimes when he's sinister, you can only see his eyes bright red, and he's kind of hidden behind a veil of darkness. And it looks so cool. Also, his voice is perfect. It's goofy, but at the same time, it worked. It fit the character. Well, he kind of sounds like that. He-Man, I will destroy you. But it kind of worked with him. Nah. What? And this voice is perfect because with that voice, he can deliver funny dialogue sometimes.
When are you goody fools going to understand? I am completely and utterly evil. I live to be bad.
And in general, it doesn't deter away from him being evil and serious sometimes, even though he sounds a little bit goofy.
Nah, I'll destroy you, He-Man. I'll get the power of Grayskull.
He's kinda like Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom sounds a little bit like this. Kneel before doom! You have no hope! And it's not exactly super serious or greedy, oh my god, he sounds like evil, like Batman. He doesn't sound scary, both of them, but it worked. The high tonation they use while talking kind of work with them being this bizarre force of evil. There's also something great about Skeletor designs, that his body is very similar to the one of He-Man. There's a little different in their clothing and what they wear, the hoodie of course, and the color palette, and that's clever. They're using the color palette to differentiate the villain, the hero, where villain were green and purple, and the hero was bright color. But yeah, they both represent this perfect body that man should achieve, right? Super strong with a shit ton of abs. Except he uses strength for his own interest. He's like the temptation of what gaining strength look like. It's clever because He-Man uses power to protect and for others, while Skeletor uses strength for selflessness reason, like, I don't know, gaining more power to control the world. Other characters in He-Man have also crazy character design. Like Mechanic, he looked pretty cool, but his power is just his neck that extend, and he has like binocular eyes to recon. It seemed pretty stupid and ridiculous, but I fucking love him. He's sick. There's an episode where he started to doubt himself. You know, he started to be a little bit reflective about himself. Say like, the only thing he can do is stretch his neck. He knows it. He can't really fight or protect as much as the other. He can't even fight against Skeletor and win, save the day like He-Man. But it doesn't matter, because he shouldn't compare himself to the other. Like he was told, just do what you can do best, and that will be good enough. There's also this great character, Man-E-Face. Funny because it sounds like man-E-Face, like multiple face, Man-E-Face. But like it's man-E-Face, like he, man. Anyway, clever name. Like he's a dude that basically when his face change, he also does. Like his ability, his personality change. When he become like his monster face, he becomes so strong and he act more like an animal. When he become a robot, he become a sharpshooter and super smart. And you know, at one point he get an arc where in the show he start to be afraid of his monster face because he doesn't want to hurt his friend. But He-Man help him get over his fear and self-doubt so that he can come out triumphant at the end. Then he start believing in himself and don't let the monster inside him take control. I'm going to stop there with, you know, talking about the character because I haven't finished watching the show, and some of the stuff that I just told you about, I just literally saw it recently. So there's a shit ton of cool character in the show, like the red guy in the team enemy that sound very funny. There's Seaman, that's his name, Seaman. Beastman, I kinda like him. Man at Arm, he's just pretty cool. There's also the big guy, cool design. The bird dude that has cool power. There's also the samurai wind dude. And like there's more character like Shayla and other character. But yeah, I'm gonna stop there. And you know there's more, but yeah. This show also keep being smarter and smarter in every episode. Like every time Skeletor fell, he come up with a new and original idea to defeat He-Man. Like because my mindset, I keep thinking about classic show that I saw when I was a kid, or the villain try to come up with a plan to take down the hero, but it's always the same tactic, or like you try to beat him just with brute force, while Skeletor always use different tactics that aren't always the same. You know he can't win against He-Man in a one-on-one fight, so Skeletor keep trying stuff like the armor that make him invincible, or like separating him from his gang, or like creating a super high-tech robot to defeat him. Always something new and different. But whenever his plan fell against He-Man, even though he know he will lose, that doesn't stop Skeletor from trying to kill He-Man. Ironically, I only got into He-Man because of the Netflix He-Man that was created by Kevin Smith. I mean, look at the trailer.
I have the power!
That shit fire. But when it came out, the fans were so angry and disappointed in the show. I got curious. I wanted to know what made them love He-Man. And also the new show kinda looked good, so I was like, maybe it's time for me to try He-Man. So I started to inform myself so I can get into He-Man. And from the ashes of a failure bred a new fan. You know, as I mentioned before, I didn't finish the show He-Man, but I am a fan of He-Man. I'm pretty sure right now. I didn't really tell you what's so great about He-Man, huh? Or more like, what's great about Adam? He isn't the strongest one. He isn't the most skillful guy in his team, or the smartest, or the wisest. He's struggling a lot of things. Sometimes he can act cocky like any normal person, or maybe spoiled sometimes like a prince. Sometimes when he has to become He-Man, Adam has to leave mid a battle, so to everyone that don't know about his secret identity, he seemed like a coward while He-Man get all the glory.
You're pretty good at running away from things.
Meaning?
The battle with Skeletor, for starters? What reason could be more important than protecting the kingdom? Just admit it. He got scared.
So why him? He isn't special, right? He doesn't do anything spectacular. But why does he get this sword? Why was it given to him? And why does he keep it? He gained nothing, so why does he do it? Well, it's simple, I guess. He just wants to do genuine good. He wants to help others, lift them up, and make them believe in themselves. He's done He-Man because of his skill, but because of his mercy, kindness, and value. He's a lot like us, like anyone. He's just a dude that wants to do good, even though it hurt him. Even though sometimes he can struggle with stuff. He just wants others to shine.
It's Tila. Well, not just her, my father too. They both think I chickened out in battle.
Adam, you cannot, under any circumstances, reveal that you are He-Man.
Yeah, no kidding. But that's no reason that me, Prince Adam, can't show them that I've got what it takes also. And who knows? If I step up in battle, I mean really step up, I'm no He-Man, but maybe he won't be needed.
Adam, I'm afraid that as long as there is evil in the land, He-Man will always be needed. You fought well, Adam, but I think you now see that He-Man will always be needed.
Maybe because it's been a long time and didn't watch superhero stuff, and lately comic books haven't really been good lately. I mean, like, you can kind of see with the statistic of with My Hero Academia being the highest superhero stuff sell out. But you know, watching He-Man, especially the 2002 cartoon, remind me about what heroes should be, what they need to be. They should inspire and bring hope while still being the cool guy that beat the villain. That, yes, some hero can look cheesy and some can look edgy, but they're all here to help. And that's the biggest lesson hero can teach us. To help. That's why you should watch He-Man. Also, one time he beat Superman in a comic. Like the video if you liked it, subscribe to not forget the channel, and until we see each other again, have a good day.